Hello students, I'm your teacher Rabia Atif. I'm going to teach you today Biology Chapter 2 and the topics we will study today are Number 1. Differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Number 2. Mitosis. So we will find out the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotic cell. Students, I need your keen attention because this is an important question. First of all, what are prokaryotes? They are the group of organisms that lack a cell nucleus or any other membrane-bound organelles. What are eukaryotes? A eukaryote is an organism whose cells contain complex structures enclosed within membranes. So these are the two differences we can find between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. What do you mean by membrane bound? Can you see this term on the screen, membrane bound? Membrane bound means that the organelles in prokaryotes have no outer membrane. All the organelles are without membrane. Let's have a look to both types of cell, that is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Student, you can see the picture of both types on your screen. Keep in mind that prokaryotic cells have organelles which are not bound by membrane. So we will go through the right hand side of the picture, that is the picture of prokaryotic cell. This is the right hand side. Over here you can see the half part of prokaryotic cell. This is a prokaryotic cell which is also called to be do not have true nucleus. This means most of the organelles are without membrane. You can see here the DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. This is not enclosed in any membrane. It is exposed. The cytoplasm, most of the organelles in cytoplasm, you cannot see any membrane here around any of them. The main feature, that is DNA, is not membrane bound. Again, I will highlight this. In prokaryotic cell, this means the cell that is not having the true nucleus, or you can say the cell that is not membrane bound, or you can say the cell that is not membrane bounded organelles. Now on the left hand side is a pic of eukaryotic cell in which you can see nucleus here. This purple one is nucleus. These are ribosomes. This is Golgi complex. We already have learned the parts of the cell, so hope that these all things are not new for you. So on the left hand side, that is the half part of eukaryotic cell, you can see most of the organelles are membrane bound. Eukaryotic cells are said to be having true nucleus. This means they are having the organelles which are all membrane bound. They have membranes around them. See, the nucleus has the nuclear membrane. Golgi complex are also enclosed in finger-like projection membranes. The mitochondria are also surrounded by a membrane. So once again, I would like to highlight that prokaryotic cell is a type of a cell which do not have membrane-bound organelles. On the other hand side, the eukaryotic cells are those cells which have membrane-bound organelles, or you can say which have the true nucleus. Student, this is an important question regarding your board exams, so I will show you how you will write the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. In exams, you are going to deliver the answer in this way: prokaryotic versus eukaryotic cells. In prokaryotic cell, the first difference is there is no nucleus. You can say they do not have true nucleus, and eukaryotic cells have nucleus. Number 2, no membrane enclosed organelles. As we have learned, then in prokaryotic cells no organelles have got membranes around them. On the other side, in eukaryotic cells, there are membrane enclosed organelles, or you can say the organelles are enclosed in membrane. Third difference between them is single chromosome. The prokaryotic cells have single chromosome and the eukaryotic cells have got chromosomes in pairs. About chromosomes you will learn later what they are. Number 4, prokaryotic cells do not have streaming in the cytoplasm. Streaming. What do you mean by streaming? Streaming means the movement of the material that is inside the cell. So there is no streaming in the cytoplasm in prokaryotic cell. On the other hand side, eukaryotic cells have streaming. This means they have movement in their cytoplasm. The organisms, or you can say the organelles, are moving in the cytoplasm. Next difference is cell division is without mitosis. In prokaryotic cells, the process of mitosis is not present. On the other hand side, eukaryotic has mitosis. That mitosis is the type of division we are going to learn after few minutes. Prokaryotic cells have simple flagella. Flagella is an organ which is used for movement, and eukaryotic cells have complex flagella. Prokaryotic cells have smaller ribosomes. Ribosomes are round bodies that are found in the cytoplasm. We have learnt in the last lesson, if you have remembered. In eukaryotic cells, the ribosomes are larger in size. They are the protein factories. Then comes simple cytoskeleton. Prokaryotic cells has simple cytoskeleton. What do you mean by cytoskeleton? This term might have been new for you. Cytoskeleton is a microscopic network of protein. This means cytoskeleton is based on protein which give shape to the cell. So keep this term in mind, although this is not important regarding examination, but you must know it. Prokaryotic cells have simple cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton are the protein bodies that give shape to the cell. In eukaryotic cell, the complex cytoskeleton is found. This means it has certain stages which you can learn later. The next difference between them is no cellulose in cell walls. Cell walls, as we have learnt before earlier, that cellulose is found in the plant cell, so cell wall is also present there. In prokaryotic cells, the plants do not have cellulose in the cell wall. In eukaryotic cell, the cell wall has cellulose. These are the little differences you can learn only with a single word. Then comes the last, no histone proteins. This means prokaryotic do not have histone proteins, or you can say membrane bound proteins. On the other hand side, the eukaryotic cells have DNA bound to histone proteins. This means the deoxyribonucleic acid, which we have learned earlier, is also bound, and they are inside the membrane. Let's go to the types of cell division. We will discuss about it, how cells are divided. Actually, the cell division is needed when we are growing. If the cells divide, it means our body is growing. So, there are 3 types of cell division in living organisms. Number 1 is mitosis. You can see on the screen. The terms might be new for you, but you need to learn them. Types of cell division, number 1 is mitosis, number 2 is meiosis, and number 3 is binary fission. Today we will highlight mitosis only. The question arises, what is mitosis? Today we will focus on mitotic division. So mitosis is a cell division. This means it is a process in which the cells are divided. Here you can find on the screen the proper definition of mitosis. Mitosis is a process. The first thing you need to learn is that mitosis is a process in which a cell duplicates. Duplicates means it makes the copies and divides all of its content in 2, creating new cells. This means in mitotic division, in our body or in the body of the living things, the cell divides in 2. It forms 2 daughter cells, or you can say 2 new cells. Again I will repeat, mitosis is the process in which a cell duplicates and divides all of its content in 2, creating new cells. Now we come to know why is mitosis important. The question arises here that if we are learning mitosis, why are we learning, or what is the need of learning mitosis? Mitosis is very important because without it living things wouldn't exist, because there will be no reproduction or healing. The main thing you need to learn here is that mitosis is needed for reproduction and healing. Reproduction means have to make the copies of your being. This means the living things are reproducing. The living things are making the copies of their structure. You can say they are giving birth to the beings which are the same as they are. And healing means that all the living things need healing, or you can say they need to be healed when they are injured or any of the part is missing. I will give the example of a lizard's tail here. If a lizard's tail is cut off, you can see it growing back again. This means all living things need healing, and healing is the process which comes under mitosis. If cell division is taking place, this means in every living thing reproduction and healing is also taking place. So mitosis is important because no life could exist or continue without this method. The process of mitosis is a continuous process, but we divide it in 4 phases. Phases mean stages, in other words you can say. The process of mitosis is divided in 4 phases or stages. Number 1 is prophase. Number 2, metaphase. Number 3, anaphase. And number 4 is telophase. I repeat, mitosis division, or you can say mitotic division, is divided into 4 phases or stages. Number 1, prophase. Number 2, metaphase. Number 3, anaphase. And number 4 is telophase. Let's go to the first phase, that is prophase. What actually happens during prophase? Number 1, the DNA coils tightly and become visible as chromosomes. Number 2, nuclear membrane disappears. Number 3, nucleolus disappears. Number 4, centrioles migrate to poles. Number 5, spindle begins to form. These steps are totally new for you. Let's have a look at the diagram, then I will tell you what it actually means. This is a cell, you can say a parent cell, and the steps in prophase which include in this are: number 1, DNA coils and become visible. This is the DNA. It is in the nucleus. This is DNA. It will become in the form of chromosomes. These dark purple features are chromosomes. The first thing in prophase, or the first step in prophase, is that the whole chromatin network, or you can say the whole DNA, is reformed into chromosomes. Number 2, nuclear membrane disappears. This red part is the nuclear membrane. Slowly and steadily, this nuclear membrane will disappear. The first thing will happen is the chromatin network will become, or you can say turn into chromosomes. These purple things, the dark purple things, are the chromosomes. This red outline around the nucleus is the nuclear membrane. It will start disappearing. Then nucleolus disappears. Nucleolus, which are found here on the cell, they will disappear. Centrioles migrate to poles. These are the centrioles. They were here. They both were here together. Now they are departing from each other. They are going far from each other. These yellow lines means this centriole is going to this pole, that is North Pole, and this centriole is going to the South Pole. Then spindle begins to form. This is the spindle. The spindle will be formed between these two centrioles. Then comes the second stage, that is metaphase. What happens in metaphase? First I will read the steps for you, then I will show the diagram. Number 1, the spindle fibers from centrioles attach to each chromosome. Number 2, cell preparing to separate its chromosomes. Number 3, cell aligns its chromosomes in the middle of the cell. Now have a look at the diagram. This is the metaphase. It is quite different from the prophase. I show you the picture again of prophase. This is prophase. You can see a difference between them. Over here, the chromatin network is breaking into chromosomes. Nuclear membrane is disappearing. The centrioles are moving to the poles and the spindle fiber is formed between them. Now look at the picture of the metaphase. The centrioles are completely moved to the poles. See? One is on the north pole and the other is on the south pole. And the chromosomes which were in the nucleus, they have come out of it because the nuclear membrane is disappeared. Now all the chromosomes are arranged on the equator. This is the equator. You can see the arrow moving on metaphase picture. The purple chromosomes are formed on the equator. The spindle is formed. These yellow lines are the spindles which are formed between the two centrioles on the opposite poles. So metaphase is quite different from the anaphase. Whatever happened in anaphase, the next steps will take place in the metaphase. Spindle fibers form centrioles attached to chromosomes. Again, I will repeat. These yellow things are the spindle fibers. They are forming between the north and the south pole. Then cell preparing to separate its chromosomes. See, the chromosomes are separate and they are set on the equator. These dark purple features are the chromosomes. Cell aligns its chromosomes in the middle of the cell. This is equator. So this what happens in the second stage, that is metaphase. Now we go to the third stage, that is anaphase. Cell chromosomes are separated. Number 2, spindle fibers shorten, so chromosomes pulled to ends of cell. Look at the diagram of the anaphase. What is happening here? The chromosomes which were previously set on the equator are now separating from each other. Can you see the difference? In the previous picture, I show you the previous picture. You can see the chromosomes are aligned on the equator here with the two strands. But in the next phase, that is anaphase, the chromosomes are separating from each other. See, they are moving towards the opposite centrioles. Chromosomes move apart to opposite ends of the cell along the spindle. This what actually happens in anaphase. This is only the thing you need to remember. The chromosomes are aparting from each other and they are moving towards their poles. The last phase is telophase. Now the cell is ready to make two daughter cells. The one cell is dividing into two daughter cells. Keep this in mind. The mitotic division is meant for the division of one cell into two daughter cells. So the fourth stage is telophase. Number 1, separation of chromosomes completed, as we have seen previously. Number 2, cell plate forms. In plant cell, the cell plate is formed, and in animal cell, the cleavage furrow forms. Cleavage furrow means they are forming according to their features. Number 4, nucleus and nucleolus reforms, because before in the first step the nucleolus disappeared and the nuclear membrane was disappearing. Now as the cell is dividing into two, so they again need the nuclear membrane as well as the nucleolus and as well as the nuclear membrane. So all these things will reformed again and the chromosome will uncoil. What it actually means, let's have a look on the next diagram. This is the telophase. In telophase, you can see a single cell is dividing into two. Can you see the difference between the first stage and the last stage? In the first stage, we were having only one cell. Now it is dividing. See the cleavage. This is cleavage furrow. Cleavage means splitting. The cell is splitting from the middle. Can you see the arrow moving on the screen? It is splitting from here. So two cells are formed and they are having their own features. They are having their own centrioles. They are having their own nuclear membrane, nucleus, nucleolus, everything they are having their own individually. See, the chromosomes are also apart. This division of a cell is called cytokinesis. This is important. Note the word cytokinesis. What is cytokinesis? It is a process in which cytoplasm divides into two. Actually, it is a process of splitting. Keep this in mind. Cytokinesis means splitting, or you can say breaking, of a single cell into two. So here the cytoplasm is breaking. Can you see this? The arrow on the screen from the middle, it is splitting from here. So process in which cytoplasm divides into two separate cell forms, because one cell is forming two daughter cells. In animal cells, it begins with the formation of a furrow in the center of the cell. This is furrow. These black lines are called furrow. With formation of furrow, membrane begins to pinch into cytoplasm and formation of two cells begins. This all was explanation of all this, but you need to remember the definition only. I am telling very clearly for your examination point of view, the definition of cytokinesis is important, and the definition of cytokinesis is the breaking of cytoplasm of a cell. The cytoplasm is breaking from here and two daughter cells are forming from one cell. Again, I would like to repeat, mitosis is actually meant to divide. You can say to make the body grow. So when the cells divide, they divide from 1 to 2, 2 to 4 and 4 to 8, the body grows. Again, I will repeat the example of the lizard's tail. When a lizard's tail is cut off, it starts regrowing again. It is because of mitosis. The cells are dividing and the tail starts regrowing again. So let's have a review of mitosis. Number 1, in prophase, you can find the nuclear membrane is disappearing, nucleolus is disappearing, and the chromatin network is becoming, or you can say turning into chromosomes, these purple features. In metaphase, all these chromosomes are arranged in one line or on the equator of the cell. In anaphase, the chromosomes are aparting from each other. See, the chromosomes are aparting. They are going towards their respective poles, and in the last stage you are having a cytokinesis. Cytokinesis means the cytoplasm is dividing and from one cell two daughter cells are forming. So this is all about mitosis. Mitosis is a cell division in which a single cell divides into two and form two daughter cells. So let's move towards our home task, and the home task is, you have to do this in your copy. You will write differences between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. I have told you the differences. You can go through your book as well on page number 35, and over there you can find the differences given between the prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. This means you have to go through your book as well. This video and the book both will help you out to do your homework. The second question is, explain the process of mitosis with diagrams. The diagrams I have provided are, you can say you can use this for your copy work, and you can use them in the exam as well, because the diagrams which are given in the book are more complicated comparatively to these ones. So I will suggest to please follow these diagrams. They are quite easy to follow. So 2 questions for today's lesson. One note you need to follow is, all the work must be done in school biology copy from the first lesson till the last. Thank you very much. God bless you all.